Yo, what is up, my friends? Welcome to another episode of Dostcast. मेरा नाम है Vinamre Kasana. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe because we release new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 12 p.m. Indian Standard Time. अगर आप इस पॉडकास्ट को किसी ऑडियो प्लेटफॉर्म पे सुन रहे हैं, make sure you give us 5 stars because we're the best in. आज के हमारे गेस्ट का नाम है अंशुमन शर्मा. This guy is awesome. आपने ऐसी कॉन्वर्सेशन इससे पहले नहीं सुनी होगी from him. I think I had no idea we would become music nerds and just geek out on all kinds of genres, music production and just क्या रियलिटी है ट्रेंड जैक करके म्यूजिक बनाने की. I'm kidding around, but as you'll see the podcast, that this is a different side of this man that you haven't seen. The episode with amazing, multi-talented musician, producer, Anshuman Sharma begins in 3, 2, 1.
Do you usually cut stuff बीच में या फिर?
नहीं, usually we keep it like uncensored.
Okay.
Unless कोई कुछ anti-national कहता है, I'm kidding. नहीं ऐसा कुछ scene नहीं है. It's just pretty good. Just whenever you're ready, you can just adjust the mic as you please. These are SM58s.
Yeah.
Basics.
I can see that.
No condensers. Always.
I also use these.
Yeah, for performance.
No. For recording at home.
Probably get slightly closer, no?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, much better.
Yeah. Recording at home के लिए not condensers.
Like condensers catch a lot of noise.
And you don't have a noiseless
lot of
room.
stuff. Yeah. Unless you have a proper like soundproofed room and stuff, a treated room, you shouldn't use condensers, especially during the day because there's so much noise outside and this mic का ये उतना catch नहीं करता.
That's weird, no? That this is in a lot of ways it's better than the SM7B.
Yeah.
It's an unpopular opinion, but I've used it and I've seen ki...
No. Yeah. I also agree with that because like a lot of stuff is similar. Like इतना कुछ पता भी नहीं चलता है लोगों को, honestly.
Yeah. Once you put it through a level.
If I do a blind test, I'm sure you wouldn't be able to tell sure SM58 है या फिर कौन सा SM7B है Sennheiser वाला.
But compared to this, if you use the SM57, that's bad because it doesn't have a pop filter on the inside.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Pop filter always helps. So
I mean, I don't know about the extra one.
Another.
Yeah. Only because it looks like school ke auditorium ka mic if I take it off, no?
Yeah,
which kind of like aesthetically isn't as pleasing, right?
Well, yeah. But the voice is deeper when you take it.
When you take it off?
Yeah.
We can just take it off then.
But that's all right. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. You're the expert here. क्या ऐसा ही करना चाहिए क्या?
I mean, ये भी सही है.
So adding 2 pop filters, what does it do?
I mean, it would generally protect you, like P's and B's and ये सब.
Right, that I've learned, but this allows for a deeper voice.
True.
So we should take it off then.
Your voice will. Hello. Okay.
For real.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, but talking about that, bro. we were talking about gospel rock before that, right? And कितना उसका strong influence. We were talking about how there's a lot of northeastern people when they come teach music here. One of my music teachers, Ronald Paul, he used to like gospel rock bands a lot. He was not from the Northeast, he was from around here. But we were talking about मैंने कैसे शुरू करा था. It was because he started to, he trained people for London School, Trinity School of Music की जो certification होती है जो लोग use करते हैं बाहर जाने के लिए कि मैं मेरी co-curriculars में देख रहा हूँ मैं grade 8 का.
A lot of people say they've actually went to London to do that. Yeah. But they've actually just given exams from here. Yeah.
Have you done those, the music exams?
Yeah, I have. I kind of have. Like I did till grade 5 or grade 6, I think.
Why do you stop? Grade 8 मिल जाता तो शायद.
I mean, I didn't find it that interesting, and I don't think there's anything it helps with in your career as far as that.
But is the grading legit? Like, अगर कोई grade 8 है, can they actually be considered a better musician than someone who's like?
I don't think so.
नहीं?
Because like they would have skills, they can recreate stuff. If you give them sheet music and stuff, they'll be able to play it. But like I'm not sure if they'd have good ears as musicians because they don't teach you how to. They have an ear test and stuff, but they don't concentrate on that much. They're more focused on just learning a piece and just practicing that piece only, those 3-4 pieces only. So if you've mastered those 3-4 pieces, you can actually just give grade 8 and like get good marks and stuff on that.
But objectively, it isn't an assessment कि आप अच्छे musician हो because of that.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think so. That's what I think.
That's crazy. You, on the other hand, like you had some stuff on YouTube initially, right?
Yeah.
And you blew on the scene. We can completely ignore the Ritwis part because it's been covered like I don't know how many, like a million times, right?
Yeah.
Man, when I was browsing through a YouTube channel, I discovered the best thing ever because it was on Netflix channel. क्या कहते हैं? You made remixes of some of my favorite shows for Netflix.
Yeah,
And when I heard the BoJack Horseman wala remix, I was like, that's it.
What did I do exactly in that one? The BoJack Horseman.
So the basic structure was the same, and then there was an ad lib that said BoJack.
A trap beat.
ऐसे मैं नहीं पहचान पाऊंगा कि उसको trap beat बोलेंगे. But it was super cool because that already is a very funky song, and like बड़ी effectively you went through their most popular shows and like हर चीज़ के अंदर एक remix. I was like, damn bro, that is super cool. How did you land that gig? And like, did you watch some of these shows when you were trying to create that?
I'd seen Narcos, I'd seen Breaking Bad, and BoJack Horseman. I didn't watch. I mean,
you haven't watched it?
I should. I've heard a lot about it.
You will get depressed, and then you will find a way to cure your depression. It's really that kind of a show.
Oh, I that's on my watch list.
Yeah,
but I'd seen a lot of shows. Like I've seen Stranger Things, not the new season though, but I've seen it till season 3, and I knew most of the themes, so it was like relatively easier for me to just put them.
What about the Narcos theme? उसको तो इतनी बार remix कर रखा है. Like how do you typically rip apart a track and say कि इसके अंदर मैं elements add करूँगा? So the original is maintained, but there's a there's a garnish of what I want to do.
That actually depends a lot on the track itself. I mean, you just try different approaches till you get one right.
Yeah. And is it frustrating sometimes? Like how quickly can you like whip up a track like that?
It can happen in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, or it can take days. Like
damn.
It's like that. Sometimes you're just on it and it's not working out.
What about the fact that there's this whole trend jacking that seems to have started off with you and Yashraj. You guys are always कि भाई ये दो लोग कर रहे हैं कुछ trends वाले उस scene के अंदर. And I don't mean Yashraj the musician. I mean Yashraj the Mukhate musician. Yeah.
The Mukhate musician.
कैसे बोलूँ मैं? Confusing होता है ना. The more and more people you know, it's like अभी तो हमारे इंडिया में नाम फिर भी थोड़े डिफरेंट है. Imagine like you were in the US and सारे दोस्तों का नाम होता है John.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of Johns, bro. A bunch of Johns and Joes. Yeah. So, but ये वाला scene है, like the recent one that I saw, which just came out yesterday or the other day, कि वो उसकी bum exposed है. This woman is like considering this Ranveer Singh nude picture as being blasphemous, and then you take that part.
Yeah.
That part is very addictive. It tends to work on Instagram, YouTube, Reels, and it just gets a lot of attention.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, sometimes you just like hear or look at stuff like that, and it just comes to your mind. Like you can just hear it without the music only, and you'll just start picturing it in your mind that if she's saying bum like that, like she was bum, she was like that. So I could already picture it in my mind, like. And also there was this other guy, Deepraj Yadav, I think. I had the same concept in mind. He did it with Bum Bum Tum Tum. There was this Bum Bum Tum Tum song, right? So I was like, let me just take her bum and mix it with Bum Bum Tum Tum. And by the time I did that, I noticed he had already posted it.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, I got to change this. So I came up with an original thing only after that.
But there's so many people also doing this now, right? I mean, it used to be just you and Yashraj.
There's also Mayur Jamani who
So now is it confusing कि oh भाई trend आ गया ये भाई भी निकाल रहे हैं कुछ ऐसा track. I have to be careful because it's kind of the same market, no?
Yeah, I mean coincidences like that happen a lot, and it's very like even this bum bum thing, like that's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear that. So that's coincidences like that are bound to happen.
Yeah,
and also I don't think it's a competition or anything. It's just like they're also doing their stuff. It's fun to see their versions also.
तुम नहीं बोलोगे तो लोग comments में बोल देंगे because people are so like oh भाई
yeah they keep saying ये
भाई आपने तो copy कर लिया भाई
हाँ आपने उसका copy किया आप यशराज बन रहे हो या जो भी है वो तो बोलते ही रहते हैं लोग. I don't
yeah but you know it's just a cool thing if you have musical ability and you can use a trending moment and fuse those two together and लोगों को मजे आते हैं. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You can spice up a track.
And it's fun. It's fun anyway. I just do it for fun mostly.
I totally feel like hot girl Jwala on the inside. Bro, what a fucking song. क्या गाना है वो bro कि she's crunchy flat utappa just you're going through like it must have been a longer video, no? And then you chopped out the most meaty parts कि अब इसको गाना बनाएंगे.
Yeah. It was like that. But that was that video was viral like 10 years ago or something, right?
Yeah.
In 2013 or 14.
ये this is probably around the time when एक matrimonial video website type की आई थी. उसके
there
अंदर
was a bunch of
it's not just hot girl ज्वाला, बहुत लड़के लड़की आते थे उसके ऊपर.
and I think they deliberately made it like that.
Irony कर रहे थे 10 साल पहले.
वही कर रहे थे वो. It wasn't
I think they genuinely felt that. I don't think they were doing irony.
No. I think they did it like that only because they weren't. वो paid लग रहे थे वो सब. वो email.
भाई आओ paid actors घटिया English बोलो, टेढ़ी मेढ़ी उल्टी बातें बोलो, चले जाओ. Why?
Exactly. I'm not sure. I think it was for views and all. तब TVF वगैरह भी बहुत चल रहा था ना. So I'm pretty sure it was like a thing.
Have you seen the keto ads? The new keto ads?
Not
Did
really.
you get YouTube ads or do you have premium?
I have premium.
You have premium. So I don't have premium because my degree is in advertising. I still like watching ads.
Yeah.
Keto does this thing where अगर आपको कोई fundraiser raise करना है, you know, if you have a terminal disease or whatnot, it's serious, right? It's a serious business. तो आप उसके लिए fundraiser करते हो. But they offer like a video package where पीछे वो dramatic music चलेगा और आप अपना दुख सुना सकते हो कि मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ वैसा हुआ. And let's say you're watching like a video कि ओ भाई how to make a बादशाह song और फिर बाद में ad आता है और ad keto वाला आएगा. You're like what the fuck is happening? But they're not doing it ironically. Yeah, it's weird. Have you been a YouTube native always?
Kind of. Like I was watching stuff by I mean who are the OGs of YouTube? I can't remember the names right now.
That's what they're OGs.
Like Annoying Orange and stuff जब होता था, and there was this King Bak, I think.
King Bak was Wines in YouTube, हाँ.
Okay, yeah. नहीं एक और था Kingsley, I think. There was this I'm Kingsley bitch करके एक था.
अच्छा.
He was also pretty cool. And like have you seen Asduff movie?
Asduff movie
by
नहीं
Toms का.
नहीं.
काफी random है वो. You should check it out.
Yeah, I will check it out.
That was like in 2009-10 में काफी YouTube पे थे.
What is it with sort of मैं तो बिल्कुल भी I haven't followed anime or like South Korean pop.
Okay.
But what tells me like it's you probably enjoy it. That's why you've got the Jungkook in Hindi songs and whatnot.
I
But ये
do.
scene क्या है? Like how did like fucking South Korea just dominate Indian YouTube? India में कैसे fan बन रहे हैं इनके?
It's probably because of BTS, I think.
Yeah.
They just have a huge fandom, man. Like,
But they don't even have all the songs in English, right?
yeah, true.
Some of it is just in South
That's
Korean.
just Korean culture exploding. That's I think started with Japan.
Yeah.
ये anime वाला scene बहुत फैल गया, and then
But Japanese music not so much though.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty atonal and stuff, and it's usually math rock and all. ये सब बहुत चल रहा है.
I love math rock though.
Yeah.
Have you listened to some math rock?
I've heard a couple of tracks, but like I don't follow math rock bands or as such, but I enjoy that. Like
There's this दो बंदे हैं. Well, this old band from California called Hella.
okay.
And it's math rock to the or wo the drummer is self-trained and he just thrashes the drums. It's great.
Okay. There was this King Crimson करके.
I love King Crimson as well. But is it math rock? It's more like psychedelic.
It's more like gent.
Yeah. What's the word?
Gent. DJENT. Gent, right? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it.
No, that I've heard of it. What is the genre?
It's like it's like jazz mixed with metal.
Jazz and metal, huh? Yeah. Jazz has a.
You play with different timings and stuff, and like have you heard of Animals as Leaders?
Yeah, of course.
That's gent.
Animals as Leaders. So interestingly, only 3-4 दिन पहले one of my the music venue that I told you I used to run, right? वहाँ पे a recurring band that we used to get on was called the Cotones.
Okay.
और वहाँ पे the lead singer wanted to be like David Bowie and the bassist wanted to be like Animals as Leaders. तो उसका नाम है Instagram में BTW Bass Official. उसका ऐसा वाला bass guitar है that you know the one that doesn't have a neck. Sorry.
Okay.
यार जो गिटार के ऊपर वो टुपा होता है उसे क्या बोलते हैं? What is it called?
The क्या capo?
No, not the capo. So there's the neck, right?
Okay.
And there's the fretboard on the neck. लेकिन जो ऊपर होता है where the strings are.
अच्छा, oh, okay. Even I can't remember.
Yeah, so that part of the thingy, is non-existent in that bass, right?
Okay.
It's just like wo hai hi nahi.
Acha.
So he's got that huge ass bass guitar, not even 4 strings, probably 6, 7
How
strings.
does he tune it then?
I have no idea, bro. I think वो tuner नीचे है क्या है? Like these are like advanced. He's a Berkeley level, मतलब वो Berkeley College of Music का ही student था. But he keeps posting Animals as Leaders के covers. I'm like ये band कौन सा है? And then eventually like they followed him back, the record label. That's my Animals as Leaders story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd first heard of them in college only when I came into the whole DU wala music scene. तो उसमें a lot of people are into jazz and neo soul and R&B.
लेकिन piano man तो बहुत कम लोग जाते हैं फिर.
Yeah, well, it's because it's mostly the musicians who are into that,
right?
Not just the general crowd and stuff.
Yeah. But jazz has become very accessible now, thanks to a lot of genres.
Yeah.
Like using it, like there's a song. यार मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा है. There's the song that Sarathi Korwar has done with Prabdeep and Delhi Sultanate.
Okay.
And उसके अंदर it's just jazz going crazy और पीछे Prabdeep live rap कर रहा है उसके ऊपर.
Kind of like Kendrick.
Kind of like Kendrick. Yeah, I mean I don't know.
He's done that kind of stuff in To Pimp a Butterfly or To Pimp with a Butterfly. Whatever it's called.
करते हैं ना like jazz lo-fi rap, but jazz is like a recurring.
Yeah.
It's like a recurring genre. There's also a playlist on Spotify called Jazz Rap, which is something I exclusively listen to. Oh wow, bro, thodi advanced rap.
That's not actually. I don't think that's advanced rap or anything. That's just got advanced stuff playing in the background of the rap.
Yeah. In fact, the rap is more akin to like a 90s.
And those jazz beats and stuff are just sampled from some tracks, and they're not actually like
jazz.
Yeah,
like a band.
They're not improv or anything like that. They're just samples.
Have you seen jazz musicians performing improv?
I have seen on YouTube, not live.
It's crazy though, right? Like the way they do it, improv पे.
Of course.
I've seen a few performances at Panaman Jazz Club, ये जो अपना दिल्ली में ही है, in where Green Park Market.
Yeah.
Deer Park वाली जो market है ना उसके पीछे उधर, and like they are crazy, bro. They can just.
Yeah, true.
It's weird. So, do you perform live as well?
Yeah, I used to in college.
What do you play?
The keyboard.
The keyboard primarily.
Yeah. That's my OG instrument.
Yeah. Did you have a bassist in the band or no?
I did.
Okay.
There was a whole. We used to cover some neo soul jazz based tracks also. So.
For real?
Yeah.
DU के अंदर neo soul jazz bass चल रहा है?
हाँ वही चलता है वहाँ पे North Campus में तो.
अच्छा, and like hiatus coyote.
Yeah. Exactly like that. They mix the hiatus coyote kind of stuff with the ragas and all. You have a pretty
Ragas and hiatus coyote.
Yeah.
How does that even work, bro?
Have you heard of Pakshi? There's this.
I know the name. I haven't heard them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have pretty good stuff. Like they mix all these neo soul jazz influences with ragas and. Like,
it's kind of difficult to.
And all playing.
It's kind of difficult to get the fusion right, though, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can. It's kind of experimental, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the general people will enjoy that, like general public, but. Yeah, it's fun to listen to as a musician. What
other musicians were around you in North Campus time pe that you sort of saw these emerging live acts?
Like there was just these bands only. I mean, Yashraj college ka band, I think. I mean, none of them made it that big, to be honest. But like, yeah, they were pretty good college bands and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
What did you study in college?
It was BA program.
But you were interested in music.
Yeah, like I don't think I attended any classes.
Yeah, just bunked it and went.
I was half the time in the music society only, working on stuff.
Was it fun? I've just never experienced that. I've only seen Dio go through the Scope Up series baked, through other series, right, and through accounts of friends who used to live in Kamla Nagar and ye sab. I always had a fast, like what was happening at that time? Which revolutionary ho raha tha? Was it like
like not really revolutionary, but like you get to learn a lot of new stuff. Like I had no idea what was hiatus coyote or dirty loops or any of that before I went into the society.
Yeah,
the music society, and you get to know a lot of musicians and all. Also, they have this ECA thing, right? through which they give admissions. Like you enter the whole ECA competition sort of thing.
Extracurricular activities.
Yeah. And then if you choose, and they give you the course. Like half the marks. I think the cutoff was around 96 or 97. And if you've scored like 60, 70 or 80 or whatever, they add marks to your thing through ECA.
Yeah.
And then you get admission there.
That's crazy. But you have to give a musical test of some kind.
Yeah. So that's where, that's how they get the most talented people there.
Okay.
Like, the competition is really tough. Like,
do you can घुसने के लिए so that you can get into music society? So you got through ECA.
I did get through ECA. I was like second, but I had gotten in through like the cutoff only because I had.
क्या भाई ऐसी बात नहीं है पढ़ाई में भी उस्ताद एकदम.
Not really. मतलब commerce without maths थी मेरे पास.
Let's go. Same shit. So you dropped out from maths at 11th grade?
Yeah.
कि भाई ये नहीं.
I also dropped from accounts in 12th.
How can you drop from accounts? That's not legally possible. What are you saying, bro? Commerce के अंदर accounts.
I took pol science instead of accounts.
So your stream is custom design. It's a custom stream.
Kind of.
What?
I was sure I was going to do music only. So
yeah.
I was like.
Yeah. How did you manage econ? I just like hated it.
I loved it actually. Yeah? I scored like 94, 95 in that.
Damn, bro.
But
how do you remove accounts?
I just did. I just filed a appeal.
Especially कि मैं as a person बाकी सब लोग की तरह नहीं हूँ. मेरी commerce में से accounts हटा दो. मेरा ताकि सिर्फ com रह जाए.
Yeah, I just told the principal that I want to do music only, and I just can't do accounts.
School में music classes वगैरह नहीं थी?
School में थी actually, but they weren't that great. I mean, they don't teach you stuff properly in school. Right?
So when
they just teach you songs like "We Are the World" and वो सब चलता है.
We are the world, we are the children.
Yeah, exactly.
ताकि तुम भूलो ना कि तुम बच्चे हो. I think school just wants you to keep remembering that you are a kid. Yeah. So when हम बात कर रहे थे, my friend Naman, when he and I were here, we were talking about our own school experiences, right? Okay. We were saying कि you have to be talented and be extroverted enough कि और उस कंस्ट्रेंट के अंदर क्लासिकल म्यूजिक वाले अगर तुम्हारे स्कूल में म्यूजिक की क्लास है भी इन ऑर्डर टू गेट सम डिग्री ऑफ म्यूजिकल ट्रेनिंग और उसके अंदर भी टीचर का एक फनल होता है कि शाम को हमारी क्लासेस में आना अलग से एंड मे बी देन बट सम ऑफ द बेस्ट म्यूजिशियंस आई नो फ्रॉम माई होम टाउन एंड एवरीवन एल्स वो लोग बंक करके बकचोदी करके शाम में रात में लाइक दे आइदर bought a synth or they figured out fruity loops like they were just doing stuff like that.
Most of the people are self-taught, I think.
Yeah.
Even that's the case with me too. I learned stuff from YouTube. Like there was no main teacher who taught me stuff or like.
But India के अंदर तो there is such an apprentice culture, no? Traditionally, if you look about it, कि गुरु चेला वाला. तो
वो हिंदुस्तानी classical में that's there. I started from Hindustani classical only. Like पहले तो retro songs वगैरह होता था. और फिर like I started learning ragas from the teacher I had. And like, but वो मतलब वैसा नहीं था कि proper harmonium तबले पे रागा और वो Casio वाला keyboard जो होता था उसी पे होता था.
Yeah, when Casio used to be a verb, like Casio used to be a piano.
I still get DM saying, "भैया आप Casio कैसे?" And I'm like, okay, cool. If they want to use it.
Can you play the grand piano?
Yeah, I can. Like it's fairly similar.
Yeah.
I can even play the harmonium and tabla classes भी ली थी मैंने. So I know a thing or two about it.
We don't really have like a culture, right? कि हम किसी grand piano के concert में जाते हैं here in India.
Yeah,
like they do in the West, है ना?
Yeah. And that's true even for the Hindustani classical stuff. Like people don't go to concerts that often.
It has to be a big legend of some kind. तब भी वो India Habitat Center में like once a year वाला scene होता है.
Zakir Hussain type का किसी का हो तो then they go. But half the kids are not even interested in that, I think.
Yeah, why do you think that's happening? It's an older art form and people want to listen to something new because of the internet.
Probably the West is more interested in that, right?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the sample packs that जो India के लिए होते हैं. I know Kashmir has done some interesting stuff. मैंने उसका नया sample pack सुना. He got out some sounds that sounded more Indian than the last 20 साल में जो.
You always have that typical snake charming wala. There's a snake there, okay.
Oh, there's a snake there. Oh shit, yeah. This is an artwork that I stole from my friend Sumit Roy.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a bunch of posters here, and then we just.
What does that mean? What's the head?
I don't know, मैं अभी इस पे वो art appreciation कर नहीं पाया हूँ. I think it's just like that probably reminds me of the DJ Marshmallow.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Something with a bubblegum marshmallow.
I was thinking. Yeah.
This is a snake. It's. I mean, I hate to butcher it, Sumit, but like I think it's. Uska scene hai, there's like this two Indias that we kind of exist in. I'm saying it, it's not his words. Right? So probably like a good sample pack would probably look like this, no? Where though influences...
The cover picture would be this.
Yeah, like where there are two influences. It can't just be like a snake charmer with the snake charmer head.
Yeah.
Because that's not on India anymore. Like even that profession is dying down.
Yeah.
Street musicians... Have you seen busking in and around Delhi? Kahin pe?
No, not really.
Yeah, I've seen blind musicians in my city. यहाँ फरीदाबाद में वो राम के गाने ही गाता है, but he sings wonderfully. But we don't have a street musician culture here, no? Not too much.
Not really. Yeah. I mean, I think Rajasthan में होगा, but I don't think there's anything here anymore.
Have you busked yourself? Have you done street performances?
No, not really.
Not even with you?
Only in my colony on Independence Day and stuff. Like, I won't consider them street performances, but they were just like कि वहाँ पे stage लगा हुआ है और store है उसके सामने जाके कर दो बजा दो.
But क्या? What would you play? Like Vande Mataram cover?
हाँ, वही सब.
Yeah. Crazy.
Vande Mataram and Chak De India and all.
That must be fun, no? Because like there's a spirit of patriotism back in those days. तो मैं जब Casio पे लगे हुए हो.
Yeah, वो तो होता ही है.
Yeah. Is it fun performing for you live? Have you performed live?
Yeah, it is. Like I've performed in colleges a lot and competitions होते थे DO में. So I've done a lot of those as a keyboardist primarily. And like we used to arrange songs and stuff. तो and कुछ original भी बनाते थे for competitions. तो वो सब I used to do and like बाकी usually किरोड़ी माल का फेस्ट और ये सब होता था तो we used to perform a lot basically there. So it's a lot of fun actually. I like performing more than producing stuff.
Really?
Kind of, because it's a different like the energy is different. Like it's a different feel altogether.
I would assume that considering the quality of output that you put out, that you would probably be more happy with being a bedroom producer.
I mean, yeah, but that's also good. I don't mind that. But the energy you get live is pretty different. And like performing stuff live, I mean, it's like a skill. It's like a proper OG skill, right? Even production takes a lot of skill, by the way. But then that's a different feeling. Like you enjoy yourself more. So
why is it that lead singer obviously takes all the crown कि भाई ये गाना गा रहा है, right? Lead guitarist takes the second. Rhythm guitarist comes next.
Yeah.
फिर जो ड्रमर और कीबोर्डिस्ट होता है जब उनका सोलो आता है उनको एक अलग से ऐसे क्यों ट्रीट किया जाता है कि भाई अब ये बजाएंगे, देखो ये भी important parts हैं.
Yeah, well, I think that's got a lot to do with how music is generally perceived by people.
Yeah.
Because an average person, when he listens to music, I think he just hears the lyrics more. He concentrates on that more. He doesn't care about what the layers are doing or what piece is playing.
Right. You just keep the mic slightly closer to your face. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. I was actually going to go for this.
You can go for the coffee. कोई सीन नहीं है. That's what happens, you know. It's like, oh, अब मौका मिल गया, एक coffee फटाफट से पी लेता हूँ. Just like warm my throat up a little bit.
Yeah. So, what was I saying?
Most people don't understand the layers of a song.
Yeah, exactly. In like even you would have noticed that before you were into music. Did you listen to music the way you listen to it? 100%
music was a 2D experience for me.
Yeah, exactly. You just listen to it as a whole, as one track. You don't go into layers or anything. And it doesn't matter what else is playing apart from the vocals, because you focus on that the most, because that's the main part of the song.
It takes a musically trained ear or an enthusiast to say, pay attention to the drums.
Yeah.
Or pay attention to the muted horns. मुझे याद है, I went to a record store और एक बंदा था, he's like, मैंने कहा मेरे को experience दे वो वाला. He's like, I'm going to pick out 6 records. Give me your preferences. मैंने बताया roughly ये. 2-3 उसने हमारे preferences के records दिए. Then he played Duke Ellington. You know, the jazz aficionado, है ना? He's like, उसका band था पूरा, where he was just sort of, you know, like managing it. James Brown ने भी करा था, where like instead of being the main singer or the trumpeter, they just क्या बोलते हैं उसे, like managing it, like, or like arranging it. Arranging is probably the right word. And then he's like, pay attention to the muted horns. And like, हमने पूरा गाना सुना और वो crescendo पे आया. It's like, oh, crazy. So I realized this man is asking me to isolate my listening to one specific instrument, which is not something you would naturally do unless you're a trained musician or like even an enthusiast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the general people have that much time.
That's why top 40, right?
Yeah.
That's why top 40.
Exactly. I don't think they even care about these parts or anything. But that's how you search for meaning, right? From stuff. And the lyrics is where they get their meaning from. They relate to the song through the lyrics. So that's why the most importance goes to the singer. Because people aren't interested in what's going in the background that much. But I mean, once you become a musician, you realize the importance of every other aspect of the song. But I'm not too sure if people really get. I mean, like, if the parts are really that important, because some people say that everything else is like all the muted parts and everything in the song is important because it makes it a song, like a proper song, right? But if you release a song without the music also, just the melody and the lyrics, I think that would work. Because is there a song which you prefer with the production?
Oh, 100%. I know what you mean. You know Mac DeMarco?
Yeah. No.
Mac DeMarco, a great guy. I'll make you listen to it afterward. वो Fender Jaguars use करता है, वो वाले guitars जो हैं. He has an album called Old Boy. He released the demos. अच्छा, अब पूरे गाने वगैरह, it's like, lazy psychedelic rock, modern वाला, right? That's his. The demos are just acoustic guitar और वो फटने की आवाज आती है हल्की सी on the mic as he's singing it. The demos are excruciatingly कि भाई इंसान बोल रहा है, I'm getting older. Like you feel the pain, you really enjoy the songs. The album is the Mac DeMarco pura setup, puri sound, and like I really like the demos. Like for some reason I've heard people's demos जब वो सिर्फ acoustic guitar लेके जाते हैं, it's just kind of like raw. May not always be viral, but it's sort of.
I think the melody is the main part. I don't think production and all matters that much. Because like
भाई अपने पेट पे लात क्यों मार रहा है?
वो तो है, but like I mean, if you release a song, like उससे production हटा भी दो ना, it would work.
So what would be some examples of that where like you basically add more layers when you're using a sample which is like not a melody but just like a voice, a dialogue, right? And then adding stuff to it. Yeah. Why would you say that?
Because like, have you heard these TikToks lately जो सिर्फ vocals डाल देते हैं and लोग उस पे भी reels बना लेते हैं? Like
you mean just dialogues?
No, not dialogues. There's this trend where you just take the vocals of a particular song, just the vocals only. You put it as a acapella. And you just perform on that, make a reel on that and stuff, right? So that still works because the song is great, not because of the production. I think, okay, let me think of another example.
No, I think I know what you mean because I've seen...
Okay, let's take Rahman for that matter. Let's take Rehna Tu. If Rehna Tu was just playing without the music, you would still enjoy it, right? I think.
Right, of course.
Because it's the melody, like... जो भी है तो I think it's mainly the song that matters the most. Production वगैरह बाद में आता है. Then you can just have fun with it sonically and like you can put stuff left and right and do your thing with it. I think that's mainly for yourself because or other musicians because you want to compete with them or you want them to find it good or whatever. But I think the main part is obviously the melody and the music.
Yeah, but मज़े भी उसमें आते हैं ना. Imagine like a world full of just vocals.
Yeah,
it would be a strange world.
That would be monotonous, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, because I'm thinking.
I'm not saying that's the universal truth or whatever, but that's what I personally think.
Yeah, just for example, if you've ever just heard vocals from again gospel rock वाली बात कर रहे थे हम जैसे or like church music, right?
Yeah.
If there is not an organ, I'm not saying मैं generalization नहीं कर रहा कि सारे African Americans ऐसा करते हैं, but there's this so my roommate was Jamaican, origin का था वो, and he had this thing where जब वो गाता था ना, his voice had a natural vibrato.
Yeah.
ठीक है, और वो ऐसे I can't do it because my voice, I used to sing as well, but it's fucked now. But even just listen to that. ऐसे अपना काम कर रहा है, maybe he's cutting vegetables or something else. It was so pleasant.
Yeah.
You know.
Some people have like really good vocal textures. I mean, you can just do without any music there.
Like it's harder for people if they have a very breathy, यहाँ पे गले में trapped voice, probably like mine, right?
Yeah.
Like what's a good vocal texture that you think? Oh bro, इसकी तो आवाज ही अच्छी है.
I mean, like Bruno Mars, for example. Has very
sweet. It's very sweet to the ears.
Even John Legend, for that matter.
Yeah.
Or like you look at Indian singers also. Sukhwinder Singh has a pretty like husky, interesting voice. Like they all have their own, I mean, stuff going on.
Yeah, bro.
Who do you admire as a singer?
Who do I admire as a singer? There's so many. I listen to music.
Whose voice do you like the most?
Whose voice do I like the most? I mean, it's kind of hard. A lot of it has to do with, मतलब अगर हम English की बात करें तो at least, I've got Led Zeppelin का lead singer Robert Plant. He's got a wonderful shrieky voice that isn't unpleasant to the ears.
Mm-hmm.
There's the guys who are in the band called the Eagles. I like Freddie Mercury a lot.
Okay.
Queen ka.
Of course.
Fantastic voice. Probably one of the best.
Yeah, true.
David Bowie has a haunting voice. Despite the fact कि वो इतना glam pop star, he's got a haunting voice. It's not very pleasing to the ears.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Chris Cornell, Soundgarden wala.
Okay. Yeah.
Him, his voice I really, really like.
Yeah. I love his वो James Bond wala track. That's pretty amazing.
I was listening to it in the gym the other day. If you take a life, do you? Bro, it's sad that he committed suicide. His songs all, उसके songs में एक इस तरह का nihilism है that is rare to hear from modern-ish rock. I mean, it's really 90s, 2000s rock, but there's just something very powerful voice. Miley Cyrus did a cover. I don't know if you listen to that.
I think I've heard about her covering that.
It was insane. Ek to you obviously know, like, once Miley Cyrus was like, bro, fuck this Hannah Montana shit. Like, this is some whack ass shit. Mujhe aur nahi karna.
Into something else.
Yeah, we kind of liked her for it though. I mean, she had her years. Like, it's difficult to be that famous, that young, and just be like, bro, I just also want to be a person, right?
Yeah.
So she, or by the way, this is a complete cold rock audience. कि हम तो rock वाले हैं. You've got like people in their 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
वो जो cut वाले vests होते हैं with the Soundgarden logo and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're all there. And ये Miley कौन है बहन जी, तो pop star है, Billboard वाली, and she comes and she dominates it. She probably like destroyed her vocal cords that night because she went all out. Multiple encores of the same thing, Say Hello to Heaven, and लोग disbelief में थे उसके बाद. It's one of the best things I've seen. I get goosebumps when I watch it.
I gotta watch that. She has pretty powerful vocals though.
Yeah.
Like, even if you hear her pop tracks, the Wrecking Ball and all, they're pretty high up there. Like,
and it's not a very just बोलते हैं ना लोग typically ये feminine voice नहीं. She's got like a
she's got a powerful voice.
She's got a powerful voice. So has Adele. So is Usha Uthup for that matter.
That's also true. Yeah. I've heard it.
There's this guy called Digging in India. If you've seen,
okay.
Yeah, he's a great digger. Right, जो पुराने vinyl से songs को extract करके online डालते हैं so that you can listen to them.
Yeah, okay.
There's this thing he has on his YouTube channel called Usha Uthup Live and Uncensored. And Usha Uthup अपना मतलब वो camaraderie भी कर रही है audience के साथ कि मैंने हमेशा ज़िंदगी में believe करा है जो भी करो शान से करो. And then the song starts. दोस्तों से प्यार किया, दुश्मनों से प्यार किया, जो भी किया शान से. If you've heard that. Yeah. But she it felt like I was listening to like an Indian Adele, like very powerful. Yeah. True. What are you listening to currently beyond like just the TikTok, Instagram पे जो वो आ रहा होता है?
I don't really listen to all that much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm into really weird music.
That's
general.
okay.
Like, I just go to Apple Music and go to some weird country like Not weird country or anything. Don't want to offend anyone.
कोई बात नहीं. No one from Estonia is listening to us. Don't worry.
For that matter, Estonia, वहाँ पे होता है सारा country के top playlists होते हैं. तो I just go to these like Israel or Iran or stuff like that. I just go to random pages and try listening to their stuff. Just to have a more open mind. I mean, because all these countries have really interesting things going on. And if you listen to African stuff mostly, it's not in 4x4. Like they have really advanced rhythms going on and polyrhythms and stuff like that.
What are polyrhythms?
Polyrhythms is when you have two or more rhythms going on at like in a single track. Like there would be a 7-beat playing on a hi-hat and snare pe 4 baja raha hoga and
so would that be 7/4? Is that?
No, not really.
That's a time signature.
That would be a polyrhythm. It's separate. So that kind of.
But this is so different from what people would typically do, including myself. Ki chalo Spotify pe search karte hain world music.
Yeah.
And then the curators will probably give you the best. They won't even give you the track that is from the year, the current trending track.
Yeah.
Ki, oh bro, हमारा एक icon आया था 80s में. Because each country gets one rep. So it's not an definitive picture, an exact picture of what the country is listening to.
Yeah. That's true. But I just generally like checking out just artists no one's like heard of.
But it's difficult, है ना? Especially now with algorithms on these music streaming apps dictating your taste by showing you more of what you like.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with YouTube. Oh, mujhe ye pasand hai. They give you more of that, right?
Yeah.
It's harder to break that. That's very interesting that you do that. Koi aisa surprising, like something has struck out to you? Is like, wow.
I don't really like recommendations and stuff like that from apps and So I just usually depend on search. Like I'll just search stuff I'll just search like Israeli song and stuff. So that's what I usually do. And what did you ask, Abhi?
No, I said that any particular examples that strike out to you कि यार कि भाई जो इथियोपिया वाले कर रहे हैं ना इस टाइम पे वो बढ़िया है, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like African music I've heard a lot, like Baba Mal and stuff.
I don't know.
I think he's from Nigeria, or maybe I'm wrong, but he has a very interesting vocal texture, and like the stuff they play is pretty interesting as far as like the sounds are concerned. वहाँ उनका talking drum होता है. You might have heard him in Black Panther, I think.
I have. I regret that I haven't watched that movie. My father has recommended it a bunch of times.
That's a pretty good movie. I mean, it's not...
What's a talking drum?
It's like a small, this big drum. Like, and you just play it and it kind of shifts its sound. Like it's hard to explain it like that. But the way you play it, it kind of... They have proper... like Hindi में तबला में बोल होते हैं ना? They have bowls for that. Like उनका अपना word form होता है talking drum से. So even in that, like Black Panther में, Ludwig Göransson, I think, is the music composer. Like, what do you call that? The music was by Ludwig, and he actually went to Africa to sample stuff for Black Panther. And
using a field recorder?
Yeah, he actually did that. And he, I think, booked studios in Africa, in various African countries.
Yeah.
And unke talking drum pe, I think the main character's name is T'Challa, right? So they're playing in a way that it forms the word T'Challa from the talking drum.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why he got the Oscar, perhaps.
Yeah. Obviously you listened to the Narcos soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
Made by Pedro Bronfman.
Yeah.
मैंने एक दिन randomly tweet कर दिया, great soundtrack. He replied, oh, thank you so much. I was like, damn.
Awesome.
Yeah, people are very, in the music space, right? People think कि बहुत inaccessible होगा, but the fact that you sort of just DM'd a lot of Bollywood people when you were first starting out.
Yeah.
People are strangely accessible, right?
Yeah, they are. I mean, if you have like good stuff, they would see it. It's not like that. I mean, even A.R. Rahman shared this video of mine, वो रहना तू वाला एक किया था मैंने. So like, you just I mean, if you have good stuff, you can keep on DMing them and you never know.
Does it get challenging listening to so many sounds? मतलब अब मैं imagine नहीं कर सकता. Your DMs must be like, bro, इसको sample कर दो, इसको कर दो, ये कर दो, वो कर दो, or asking for advice. Like, what kind of messages are you typically getting from your audiences, from other people?
Yeah, it's a lot of people asking me for like, कौन सा software use कर रहे हो, and where do I start? Because people have no clue how to get into the music scene. So it's really difficult for them that way. So I get a lot of these questions. I try answering a lot of them also, because mostly people say कि सीखूं कहाँ से? Where do I learn stuff from? Or should I join a music school? Or how do I go about it? And I usually say कि just try YouTube. Just learn from all these channels. There are a lot of channels on production and mix and mastering, और ये सब पे बहुत channels हैं. So it's best to learn by yourself from YouTube. Else you can just, go to a college or whatever. That's another option, but I wouldn't prefer that.
Why is that? Too long? Too regimented?
Yeah, that also, but they're expensive as well.
Yeah.
Because the music schools in India, एक तो है नहीं ज़्यादा, ऊपर से जो हैं, they charge a lot.
Yeah. And are they somehow better in the sense कि मतलब, like, I can imagine वो experimenting or noodling करना और रात भर उठ के, that's something you can't really
you
do in a
can't
school.
teach that to people. Like,
you can't teach experimentation.
You can't teach improvisation.
Yeah.
No, like ये सब तुम्हें खुद से आना चाहिए, सब ideas, I think. Because it's more of a creative, like सब कुछ ऐसा ही है. You can't teach someone how to be a journalist, right? I think it's the same with writing.
No, you can pretty much. You can teach them the basics.
Yeah, you can ऐसा ही music में होता है. You can teach the basics, but बाकी जो वो करेंगे वो तो खुद से करेंगे, right?
Correct. कितनी कब तक cover करते रहोगे?
Yeah. If you have to write an article or write a song by yourself,
right,
you have to do it yourself, right? No one's gonna like teach you that.
So what happens now that you do a bunch of different things, right? You've got the trend jacking funny sounds going on, right? You've got like good collabs with a bunch of like awesome people, right? You've got your Netflix stuff, other brand wala stuff, right?
Yeah.
But what have you ever considered doing original tracks with, say, your vocals and your own lyrics on it?
I have actually, but I'm still searching for like my sound. I don't have a typical sound yet. I want to go for like ये how to sound like तो चलता रहता है. I can pick other people's sounds, but I want to like develop a very unique sound for myself, which I haven't like found yet. I have.
How do you find
ideas.
it? जैसे लोग बोलते हैं I found my voice. Like, how do you typically go about doing that?
I don't think it's about finding that much. It's just that एक कुछ मिल जाए which kind of works, and like.
What do you mean works? Like works with audiences, works with you as well, like.
Works with both, I think. Because like सिर्फ मेरे साथ चलेगा तो फिर
मैं purist बन गया.
हाँ.
मुझे पसंद आना चाहिए.
I'd rather just
बाकी से भाड़ में जाए.
If that's the case, then I'd rather just make some noise tracks. Have you heard of those?
Noise? Yeah, of course.
So like, I'd rather just make something that's not even music.
Yeah.
That will be so experimental. But then if I want like people to listen to it, then it should work with people, right? So like something that I make someone listen to and they go like, okay, this is something new they haven't heard before and they like it. That's what I'm searching for.
I'm pretty sure like at some point some new age director will hit you up to make a score for soundtrack for their film. Considering the sort of stuff you make. Yeah, because I found some great...
I have done background scores with Salim Sulaiman. I did Kuli number 1 ka thoda bahut kiya.
The new one?
Yeah.
With Varun. Yeah.
You can hear some of my stuff.
What is it like? So that's different. That's not like you working just by yourself. Yeah. That's like Bollywood level.
Yeah.
Perfect pitch ताकि वो theatre में भी अच्छा सुनाई दे.
Yeah.
What rigorousness or like things you have to do differently for this?
There are a lot of timelines and you just have to do stuff in a day or two mostly.
For real?
Yeah, like they give you a reel, like not a reel, film wali reel.
Yeah, that is the more prevalent reel now.
Separate films, and then they give you that, and that's usually a 2-3 minute scene. और फिर उसमें you just go with whatever you like. They usually have a reference, but sometimes they don't give a reference track also.
Yeah.
So you just go with what you feel works with the film the most.
And you keep a sound bank at all times in case when you're trying to solve a musical problem and you don't have an idea. Like, are there specific instruments / stems that you go to?
No, it's not usually like that. I just try it from scratch every time. Because like, I don't like using pre-made ideas and stuff for a thing that's fresh.
Everything you make is just brand new.
Yeah. I don't like using loops and all also much. Like for some percussions and stuff, I use loops. Like hi-hats and ये वो और थोड़े Congo और ये सब अगर कुछ डालना हो वैसा. Or tabla and stuff like that, because I can't really record tabla at home like that or dholak.
Why is that?
Because like, I mean, I can record, but it won't sound as good as a sample pack because they're done in proper studios.
Right.
And they have separate mics for those percussions and all. So, yeah, I prefer those sample pack sounds only. Or else, if you have a studio like Salim Sulaiman, then you call people to your studio and record stuff.
You get it done, yeah. Do you have frequent collaborators that you collaborate? Beyond Benny Dayal, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, Benny Dayal is there. And there's stuff coming with, you've heard of Rashmeet Kaur?
No.
You've heard that Bajreda Sitta track?
Yes.
Yeah, that's by her, basically. So, and I have stuff with Raftar also.
Let's go!
There was actually this track that came out recently, which I did for him, which I did for Darshan Doshi.
Okay.
It was, wow, I forgot the name of the track also. There was this dancer in it, and it was a Sony thing. So it was a South Indian kind of track, which I did. But I only programmed a certain section of that track.
What do you mean programmed a section? Like, uska matlab kya hua?
Like it's his... Programmed means like produced.
Okay.
Bollywood में programming बोलते हैं उसको.
Really?
Yeah, they say programmers बुला लो ये वो.
But programmers तो वो नहीं होते जो venue के अंदर decide करते हैं कि अब क्या
वो भी है, but producers are also called programmers in Bollywood. So
why? That's so weird.
That's how they work.
Yeah. Playback singer कौन होता है फिर? जो second गाता है मतलब.
No, playback singer तो वो होता है जो originally गा रहा है.
हाँ.
Then there are scratch vocalists जो गाते हैं, मतलब जो पहले गाते हैं song before it goes to the singer. Like if someone wants Sonu Nigam to sing on a track, they won't just go to Sonu Nigam and ask him to sing, right? They would get someone else to record that track, like a scratch vocal. And फिर they go to Sonu के
ताकि वो already easy हो जाए.
Yeah, then he would do it in one take.
That's crazy. That's the stunt double equivalent of music.
Yeah.
ये उस तरह है क्या जब ये sorry मेरे references बहुत कम है music के अंदर interest ज़्यादा है, references कम है. Rockstar के अंदर जब वो deal sign करता है एक record label के साथ और वो शहर में वो recording कर रहा होता है, तो जो पीछे चल रहा होता है गाना, and then Mohit Chauhan sings over it. Is that a scratch vocal?
I haven't seen Rockstar. But
Actually, you haven't. Okay. Well, people will recognize that.
Yeah. तो वैसा ही होगा, I think. If that's.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what's like. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि maybe like Sonu Nigam is like, bro यार मैं खुद गाता हूँ अपने नए तरीके से, or they want it a specific way. That's why they're like.
You have to explain the song to them in a way, right? So scratch vocals are a way of explaining the melody and how it's supposed to be sung to the singer. So like if they want to add their own stuff, they obviously can. Like अगर उनको कुछ improv करना है या उनको लग रहा है ऐसा part वैसे करते हैं, तो they can obviously do that.
Have you seen the Sonu Nigam AIDS awareness song? Have you seen it?
Yes.
You have seen it? Yes.
I know the chords also to that.
Yeah?
I used to transcribe such weird stuff.
I can't do it.
Yeah, Papa, I'm sorry.
Papa. Will you help me live my life? Papa. Kya iconic, bro. You should do a sample with that.
That's a cult song now, I think.
I was at a party in Andheri and this director I know, one of his friends, he played his, like, guys, have you checked this out? And they're like an older bunch, older than I am. And मैंने कहा, bro, That is a very cool song. Like I'm inspired to get
That's like
AIDS as a result.
Uska pura 80s, wo typical, you have all those synths and all going on in that song. It's
Bro, Sins and Sins. That's what it is.
Yeah,
because he's feeling sorry for getting AIDS. I don't know what is happening there.
legendary stuff. Like I might actually do something around that.
Yeah.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah, we should. So what you should do is you should wait for the monkeypox pandemic to increase, or matlab, you should make a song now, and then bribe someone to get AIDS,
Yeah.
and then make them spread AIDS, and then you can get more viral. मेरे हिसाब से, that's how I would do it.
That's a pretty sadistic way of looking at it.
Sorry यार मैं क्या करूँ मैं अपने दिल से बात कर रहा हूँ. But it's so weird that you can just commission a song which is going to be very literal in the age that it's in, but 20 साल के बाद it's so ironic. Like so much of the shit becomes ironic after a while, right?
Yeah, that's true. The whole 80s thing that is going on right now, it's kind of like, I mean, half only. Like half the
What's the
people
80s thing? There's a trend going on around like recreating 80s.
Yeah, of course. Like you hear AP Dillon and you hear The Weeknd and all.
हाँ.
सब 80s का ही तो कर रहे हैं. They're
क्या
just-
कर रहे हैं 80s का?
The synths and all they're using, they're
The
all
synthesizers,
inspired.
yeah.
The whole, I mean, even Charlie Puth and Justin Bieber and all, sab Stay kya hai? Stay is like another 80s song only. Matlab, and wo Weekend ka Blinding Lights, it's so much like Take On Me.
Haven't heard it.
It's by AHA, Aha, I
Acha.
don't know how to pronounce it. It's a proper both like it's a very popular 80s song.
What about 24K Magic? वो क्या कर रहा है?
That's also 80s.
है ना? I can easily sense कि ये this is just like an older sound.
Yeah. I think even Stranger Things is set in the 80s and ये
Yeah.
पूरा it's all they're all going retro, right?
Inspiration खत्म हो गई है हमारी. It used to be well with disco we still have 70s, no? Disco and
Yeah. Disco is also kind of back only. Like
it's back. I love it. मैं तो वेट कर रहा था. मैं तो सोचता था यार मैं भी डिस्को एरा में पैदा होता ताकि मैं वो अच्छी सी वो चमकीली शर्ट पहन के और वो बेल बॉटम पहन के ऐसे घुंघराले बालों के साथ आगे हम नाच रहे हैं. It never happened. Instead हमारे यहाँ पे now the disco is back. I'm very excited.
That's the music scene in general. Like everything repeats after a certain time. After a decade or two, everything comes back. Because I think that's the scene with rock music also. It keeps coming back. I think it's coming back right now.
Abhi rock? What are you saying, bro?
In the K-pop scene,
Yeah.
it's pura. If you go and listen to the top 10 K-pop right now, you'll hear a lot of rock and metal influences in that. Like pura distortion guitar wala scene chal raha hai, mixed with hip hop.
That's interesting. Yeah, you can mix hip hop with anything.
Yeah. So they're kind of modernizing rock in that sense. Because like, abhi dheere dheere, it's, I mean, a lot of top 10 Spotify pe bhi, you'll hear a lot of guitar and a lot of like songs.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's kind of making a comeback because beach mein ekdam gayab ho gaya tha. You would just hear heavily produced songs.
I think ever since 2012 to probably till now, the last 10 years were like the decline of rock completely.
Yeah.
Kuch bhi nahi. It also manifested in the lack of gigs around rock.
that
I mean,
also.
in Delhi,
Of
like
course.
barely any.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that'll come back. I think by 2030, I think rock will be back.
You really believe that?
Yeah, I think so. Because people, abhi electronic बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है. People will eventually get tired of it, right?
Yeah.
Then they would want something more soothing, more calming, perhaps. Then they would go for those acoustic ones, and फिर वो soothing, calming से चलते चलते फिर वापस आएगा कि कुछ वैसा चाहिए. And like they would try blending distorted guitars with hip hop and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's this really cool book that I was recommended मैंने थोड़ी सी पढ़ी. It's called Retromania, Why Pop Culture is Obsessed with Its Past.
Okay.
And it's probably true, right? Just even if you look at like some of the fashion trends, like a lot of the older stuff comes back on and like, oh bro, ये तो बहुत ही बढ़िया है. Like,
yeah, that's also true.
it serves to prove that there are no original ideas, just repackaging again and again and again.
Yeah, it's kind of like that only, I think. Because even like in American culture, in American pop culture, like the hip hop culture, I think they borrowed a lot of elements from jazz.
Yes.
They sampled jazz and created stuff around that. So that's also kind of a retro thing only, right? You have this neo soul as a genre.
It's very popular. It's still popping up.
Yeah, it was really popular in the 90s also, because like that also is borrowed from jazz only. You have all those jazz chords going on in the background.
Yeah, soul and R&B 90s में आए थे. उससे पहले it was just jazz.
They came from jazz only.
Yeah.
So everything kind of like repeats itself in a new way. So it becomes a new genre only.
Have you heard Nora Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have. She's pretty good.
She's amazing, bro. People often talk about Anushka Shankar. कोई बात नहीं करता कि Nora Jones is an amazing musician.
Yeah.
What have you heard from her? Like the older stuff?
Yeah, I've heard her tracks with Robert Glasper.
Acha.
Have you heard of Robert Glasper?
No.
So he's an amazing jazz pianist, like a contemporary jazz pianist. So he has a lot of tracks with Nora Jones, and he also has a lot of he produced for Kanye West also. So a lot of the modern neo soul sound is inspired by Robert Glasper.
Acha, he's an older guy?
He's in his 40s or 50s, I think.
Acha.
Not that old. But a lot of his sound is being used by people now. Like a lot of the neo soul stuff that is popping right now is inspired by Robert Glasper.
What do you think makes a
even Hiatus Coyote? That's kind of inspired by Robert Glasper.
Robert Glasper, I would check him out. I'm imagining he has a beard. Does he?
He does.
Wow, it's just total. Last name is a dead giveaway. Yeah, why do you think ऐसा क्यों होता है? Like musicians like say Ritwiz, Nuclear, A.R. Rahman, or anyone else is on the scene. For that matter, Cardi B, or जो भी अब कोई US के pop culture relevant, Doja Cat. I haven't heard his stuff, but I just keep hearing these names. What is the common element in getting a song or a sound so famous that people start humming it? Is it the easiness of the lyrics, easiness of the melody?
I think it's a mixture of both, like easiness of lyrics plus the melody. Like the easier it is to sing, the more the chances are of it getting stuck in your head, right? So like if you just make something with 3 notes, for example, and you just add random easy to remember lyrics like like car or whatever.
Right.
It'll kind of get stuck in your head because it's easy to remember. Because it's easier.
As opposed to Bohemian Rhapsody, which will become a cult hit later on.
Yeah, that's true. Things like that take some time to like fit in people's.
वो तभी फिर niche ही होता है, like you would. Yeah.
And that's always a niche, because most of the people don't have the kind of time to actually sit and listen to music now.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder for people to listen to entire albums.
Also, I think there's this I've heard of. Have you seen Rick Beato's stuff?
No.
He has a YouTube channel. He's a music YouTuber of sorts. And like he had this his video with his son went viral where his son has perfect pitch. So he plays stuff on the piano and then his son spells out all the notes. So that went viral, and then he started coming up with really, really cool music content. Like he does these reviews of Spotify playlists and like
playlist
top
review,
10s. Like top 10 wala.
Okay.
And Grammy और ये सब पे जितने songs आ रहे हैं, he breaks them down and he spells what works out for those songs. तो उसमें he has lately discovered that people have stopped listening to music in general. Like music is mostly a background thing for them. Like most of these kids which are now like coming up, वो video games बहुत खेलते हैं, right? तो to them music के लिए उनको इतना interest नहीं है music में. They're mostly into their video game, or music is just a part of their video game. So in his videos, he's talked about how people are focused more on other aspects now, other than music. Like even India में भी music उतना नहीं जितना video चलता है, right?
Yeah.
तो विजुअली यहाँ पे काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंस देते हैं म्यूज़िक को इन जनरल. If people release just songs, no one would actually listen to it that much. But if there's a music video attached to it, people would check it out more. So
that's true. I mean, look at like some of the most famous songs tend to be item songs.
Yeah, I think in the future, maybe listening to music itself will be a niche.
क्या बात कर रहा है, bro?
But no, I don't think that's gonna happen.
But I see what you mean, though, that this visual dominance is important, because otherwise you can't really see what your favorite artist looks like, and that is an important thing for people, right? कि मैं देखूँ तो मैं किसके गाने सुन रहा हूँ, what do they look like having an Instagram presence. You can't just be ki only audio. If people can do it successfully, I'm not sure who does it. Like maybe then you have to play all out with completely mysterious marshmallow की तरह चेहरा ही मत दिखाओ, कौन है पता ही नहीं है.
वो तो but he's showing something at least. He's showing this whole masked persona or whatever. So there's that. And music with those whole thing where kids are playing video games, right? And then they have this whatever background में चल रहा है. So, with my younger cousin, so he's always flipping through YouTube shorts and वो PUBG के वो देख रहा होता है, and he's watching reels. So the weird thing is when he's humming songs, he's only humming songs from reels and YouTube shorts. Yeah, that's true.
तो वो 1 minute से पूरा गाना नहीं सुन सकता. And you and I both know the average track length of any song in the world is 3 minutes 40 seconds, 4 minutes, right? 2 minutes, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
तो 1 minute का गाना और उसके अंदर भी अगर if there is like a
boring section,
transition जहाँ गाना नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है, 50-60 second, 40 second is all you have, and that is all you remember. So like it's not only like it's harder to listen to a 10-minute song ka suite. You have like your song is competing with 40 seconds of like a hook.
Yeah.
सिर्फ क्योंकि वो सारे hooky वाले parts होंगे.
Not even 40, like 20.
Yeah, even less.
Yeah.
How does it work out for you? Like when you're making these reels and stuff, like are you focusing immediately on hooks? Like what will hook people the most, or like yeah? Honestly,
yeah. It's the hook that matters the most, because no one cares about how you started or how you ended. It's basically just that 20-second part.
Start matter नहीं करता.
Which I think is a horrible trend actually. Because like I would love if people started listening to music properly, like a 6-minute track or whatever. Like I don't mind making that much stuff, but then people don't listen to it because that's how the culture is being developed. I mean, it's kind of sad. But I think it'll come back to what it was eventually.
Yeah, definitely. With ऐसे digital detoxes वगैरह लोग करते हैं आजकल. They're kind of seeing that अभी तो this is going to go further extreme.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be some kind of there's going to be some kind of an IQ crisis कि भाई लोग बिल्कुल ही चुदिया गए हैं, लोग कर क्या रहे हैं. And then some rational people will say एक काम करते हैं, let's go back to our roots. And फिर वो studios खुलेंगे, हम मिट्टी हटाएंगे गिटार से, अपने synth से, अब हम real music बजाएंगे.
Or maybe live shows will start popping up a lot.
They are popping up now with COVID.
They've already started. अब COVID के बाद से लोगों को हो गया है कि
it's exciting to be back in a venue.
Yeah, I think that'll increase even more because TikTok and all, but it's becoming repetitive, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. You just see a lot of people dancing to the same track again and again.
You also notice what this does to you. For example, if you're at a gig where non-lyrical gaane, like say it's a DJ, right? And wo sample bhi kar raha. Like I was at the Matsar bass gig yesterday. They have to constantly start, मतलब वो chill will कर रहे हैं, सब कर रहे हैं, but फिर दोबारा banger लाना पड़ता है to keep people hooked. It's very weird. Like it's low, क्या बोलते हैं, सिर्फ chill music जो हल्का बज रहा है with barely any hooks or switches. That's becoming less and less because people want like bangers.
Well, chill music is usually their background music when they like study and stuff like that. So उसके लिए that works separately now.
Yeah, but
they don't listen to music like as a, I mean, as
what do you mean music?
I mean like they don't listen to music for the music. They just listen to music as a background activity, right?
Anxiety को बचाने के लिए. Because it's too weird to be silently studying.
Yeah. Or then there are heartbroken people who relate to the lyrics and listen to music. But I mean,
sorry, मेरे को इतना अच्छा meme याद आया है. Not the emptiness तूने मेरे जाना वाला. That is also great by the way. अपने आप में वो एक सब culture है बहुत अच्छा. There's this meme, you know the जो बंदर बैठ के iPhone पे, there's that whole meme right where पीछे blue background है, बंदर बैठा है, he's got an iPod and he's listening to music, right? And me playing the song again because the part that was supposed to hurt me didn't hurt as much. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a, one of my friends, it's such a great meme because it means कि ओ यार जो दुख वाला पार्ट था ना जहाँ मेरे को बुरा लगता है अपने लिए, वो मेरे को हिट नहीं करा, दोबारा सुनता हूँ.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean that's also fun only. I mean, kind of listening to music and relating to the lyrics.
Yeah.
But like, no one usually listens for the musicality of the song, right? Like, ये melody कितनी अच्छी है, ये वो कितना अच्छा है. Like जैसे there are our parents की generation, they like they listen to lyrics also, but they listen to the music also.
Correct.
कि ये किशोर कुमार का है, ये देखो कितना बढ़िया चल रहा है जो भी है, इसमें ये पार्ट कितना अच्छा है, ये मैंडोलिन बज रहा है, ये वो सब सुनते हैं.
Not everyone though.
Yeah, but mostly people are like that. The older generation usually listens to the music as well.
Well, they can sit down and enjoy more of the music.
Yeah,
more of the track. For us, it's like, especially like, how do you play music in a group setting?
Yeah,
you know, because you with musicians is fine क्योंकि सब लोगों का ear trained है, सब लोगों को आदत है.
Yeah.
और सब लोगों के अंदर एक mutual respect है कि गाना चला रहा है, present कर रहा है, तो बीच में बंद करके कुछ और नहीं करना. But any other group of friends, अब उसने कोई नया एक्सपेरिमेंटल गाना चलाया है तो उसे अपने दोस्तों को कन्विंस करना पड़ेगा कि पूरा गाना क्यों सुनना है, राइट? तो अब ये वाला पार्ट आने वाला बहुत अच्छा है, लाइक दैट होल,
और फिर वो पार्ट अच्छा भी नहीं लगता,
और वो पार्ट अच्छा भी नहीं लगता है. लाइक दैट्स द होल पॉइंट इज दैट इट्स जस्ट सिंपली लिसन टू म्यूजिक इज इनफ. उसके ऊपर स्टिमुलस सेल्स करना उसकी. इट्स आई आल्सो थिंक इट्स बिकॉज़
we've transitioned into a visual medium because पहले रेडियो होता था, so people could listen to music without getting like frustrated and anxious कि ये क्या हो रहा है.
Well, you only had that option, no? You had nothing else. You would just, अब RJ बात कर रहा है तो कर रहा है, अब गाना आ रहा है तो आ रहा है. With choice, it also leads to very interesting things. Like now you can just pick and choose. अरे यार ये गाना मेरे करंट इमोशन से मैच नहीं कर रहा, मैं गाड़ी चलाते हुए सब कुछ छोड़ के पोटेंशियली रिस्किंग माई लाइफ, मैं अभी तुरंत एक गाना चलाऊंगा जो मेरी फील को मैच कर रहा है. With the Badshah song, like the Badshah phenomenon is an example of that, right? Like he literally dominates the airwaves with his, I mean he's a master at what he does, right? But like extremely predictable, hummable tunes. And when you broke it down, I was like, bro, this is crazy. Banda club mein ghusne ja raha hai, but wo sad bhi hai. There's all this humor going on as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty. He is really good with that. I mean, he understands the people really well. So he knows what's going on and what will work most of the times. It's like there are people who have one hit wonders, but then there are people like Badshah who constantly keep putting out stuff that works for most of the people.
Right.
Because I think he has observed a lot of people, like wo jo club wala culture or ye wo. His songs are mostly about that only, right?
Yeah, clubs. Love clubs.
So I think that's what he puts in his songs.
मुझे ऐसा भी लगता है ना, but like the true virality also comes from those. Well, first of all, if you're going to a club, you've purchasing power.
Yeah.
Right? Number one. Number two, if you're going to a club, you're trying to get drunk.
Yeah.
If you get drunk and you listen to that song, which is talking about Bhai tu bhande mauje le. You know? It's like, oh great, now you bring that to your life.
Yeah.
Which is so different from going to a concert, listening to a song on the radio. It's either Bollywood or party music. That's just like what most of India is, based around.
Yeah, true. Because like, I think they just feel like जैसे गाड़ी में जा रहे होंगे और फिर क्लब जा रहे हैं, फिर वैसे ही कुछ गाना बजे जो इंस्पायर करे कि चलो क्लब में
जाते हैं, ये करते हैं. You need that. You need like a background music to your activities. Or like something that propels you कि अब वक्त आ गया ये करने का. Friends को चाहिए होता है, मेल फ्रेंड्स को चाहिए होता है दोस्ती असर्ट करने वाले गाने. लड़कियों को कुछ और चाहिए होता है, प्यार वाले आशिकों को कुछ और चाहिए होता है, दुखी लोगों को कुछ और चाहिए होता है, बच्चों को माँ बाप के प्यार के बारे में गाने चाहिए होते हैं, माँ बाप को बच्चों के प्यार के बारे में गाने चाहिए होते हैं. There's music for all kinds of people.
Yeah. And then there's music for musicians.
Yeah. What do you typically talk about? क्या यार audiences समझ नहीं रहे हमारा दर्द हम बेंचो artist. Like what do you typically talk about with your colleagues? Just like
other musicians?
Yeah.
Like there are various types of musicians I talk to. Like some are जो commercial करना चाहते हैं वो तो फिर उनसे फिर you just talk about the commercial stuff only.
Right. आपके commercials क्या हैं? Commercial musician?
No, not that. But like they usually commercial musicians usually explore new stuff that is popping, trending क्या चल रहा है ये वो. अब कौन सा sound ऐसा बनाए जो चल जाएगा.
Right.
But वैसा कुछ होता नहीं है usually. It's no one can predict if it will work or not. I mean, a person like Badshah probably can because he's put out and he's got so much like backing to promote his stuff.
Right. He has one of the biggest distribution channels.
तो वो जैसा भी हो वो चल तो जाएगा ही अगर if he picks the right things. तो but ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है कि चल जाए या कोई no one can predict that. If anyone जो कोई predict कर सकता है तो अभी तक वो billionaire होता whatever.
Right.
Because I don't think you can't predict what happens to it.
Yeah, so many great songs that become cult hits 20 years later.
Yeah. Even for example that वो झूम करके एक इंस्टा पे ट्रेंड
झूम बराबर झूम?
No, not झूम बराबर झूम. There's this Ali Zafar का झूम है, which was a 2010 song जो अब ट्रेंड कर रहा है.
That's crazy.
And it has that whole lo-fi सी vibe. तो I think उस टाइम पे वो चला नहीं होगा because people didn't understand lo-fi.
Yeah, one thing that also happens that makes songs trend, and this is my opinion, this is my belief, or brings them into popular culture once again, is movies. क्योंकि movies क्योंकि अब director बोलता है भाई ये मेरे पसंद का गाना है, this works with the scene, now I will use this track. And then they buy the rights and suddenly rock and roll gets a small bump in New York because Joker के अंदर सारे गाने rock के हैं.
Yeah.
You know?
That always works. Hangover में था I think एक Jack Black or something like that.
Yeah.
Or even for that matter Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Stranger Things में अभी एक वो 80s का Running Up that whatever that song's called. Yeah. That was number 1 on Billboard just because of Stranger Things.
That's crazy, and that's an older song.
Yeah, that's proper 80s का गाना है वो. वो अब TikTok पे ट्रेंड कर रहा है, Insta पे ट्रेंड कर रहा है, Billboard पे number 1 है, Spotify पे number 1 है, just because of Stranger Things.
Yeah. For example, when Ayushmann Khurrana came on the scene and Pani Der Rang and MTV VJ singing a song that is so good. But एक चीज़ बता यार bro, जैसे एक गाना ना वायरल होता है फिर वो एकदम में मर जाता है. Then people are kind of sick of it. Like how can songs have a better shelf life कि आप हर 2-3 महीने में सुनते जा रहे हो उसे?
I think that's because जो गाने एकदम से वायरल होते हैं like they're usually pretty easy songs. Like 3-4 notes में और ये वो 3-4 chords में गाने हो जाते हैं. And because they're easy, they are very repetitive and because they're overplayed, मतलब overplay की वजह से लोग बोर होने लगते हैं उसके साथ. Because if you make a complex song ना and you overplay it, you would discover a new thing each time you hear it.
And you love it even more.
Yeah. That's why I think Rahman's song takes some time to like get on you and फिर cult बन जाता है and people start loving it and play it 10 years later. But with easy songs, that's not the case because फिर बोर हो जाते हो क्योंकि उसमें है ही नहीं कुछ नया.
Correct. So you can see यार ये बड़ा 2D है. For example, you know, if you listen to some of the disco tracks from Bollywood as well, जो 70s के आए थे उस टाइम पे, एक दो बार अपील के लिए सही है, then you're like कि बड़ा एयर टाइट सा है और कुछ है नहीं इसके अंदर. There isn't something that's striking out to me. Because maybe उस टाइम पे मास्टरिंग की और वो स्टूडियोज इतने अच्छे नहीं होते थे, but then you remaster it with like newer sounds and you get something like Zindagi Meri Dance with Vijay Benedict's vocals and all. That song you can play again and again, even though it's very simple. Just one thing. Yeah.
Because that has a different vibe to it. Because like that's a vibe you can listen to again and again. I mean, there are just some sonic elements in that which make it like that. So, but most of the cases, if there's something really easy and like really simple, not complex at all, then you wouldn't find anything new in it after you hear it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Then you're just bored of it. And of course, things are overplayed so much right now. Like एक song तुम reel पे trend कर रहा होगा, रील्स ब्राउज करोगे वही सॉन्ग आता रहेगा बार बार.
Right.
एंड फिर 1-2 दिन अच्छा लगता है, फिर उसके बाद रोज़ ही वही आ रहा होता है 1 महीने तक. जब स्ट्रेच हो जाता है
उससे म्यूजिशियन की हैबिट खराब नहीं हो जाती?
लाइक एज इन
Habit kharab in the sense ki, okay, so now you've made this very easy to play song. You've made your money from it. It's a great song. It's helped people, right? People love it. But now you have no incentive to make a complex song or a musically solid song because you've tasted success that way.
Yeah.
So now maybe all your efforts are aligned to कि अब ऐसा ही गाना एक और बनाना है, which gets harder. You can't replicate virality.
That's true. That's why people have one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Because
Swan songs.
they fail to do that again.
Yeah.
So,
but slower success, sorry, you were saying.
If you manage to do that again, then there's something there. Then you know what you're doing.
Right.
It's like, अगर वो तुक्के से हो गया था viral, तो you can't do it again, obviously. So, yeah, what were you saying?
But there's people like, for example, Sikandar Kalon, right? I love, you listen to his stuff.
Yeah.
Takes out 100 songs probably. But her song in one way or the other is a banger.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say none of them had gone viral. कुछ लोग होंगे जिनके 3-4 गाने ही होंगे, but all of them got viral. Like I just, कुछ you have like probably cracked internet के through how to use, you know, I'm not talking about your musical ability. That is spot on always. But एक चीज़ भी होती है ना कि अभी एक moment चल रहा है.
Yeah.
People are paying attention to this one thing.
Yeah.
If I can use it musically, it's gonna embed this event in their heads even more, right?
Yeah.
You figured that out. उस sense के अंदर, do you feel like you're gonna keep doing that more and more and more and more, or switch to a different direction if at all?
I usually just do it for numbers sometimes, but also for fun mostly. Because that's not a thing I look at very like कि ये अब अच्छा ये आजकल कर रहा है, इस पे कर देते हैं, तो ये हो जाएगा. I mean, अगर कुछ वैसा दिख जाता है by chance, like the thing I did yesterday with the remixing one.
Right.
So that was already trending on Twitter. I mean, I saw it on Twitter and I was like, ये क्या है? And the way she says, उसने जैसे बोला था, I was like, okay, इस पे बहुत सही बन सकता है. तो वो अगर हो जाता है तो I'm like, okay, let's do it. Views भी मिल जाएंगे, वो हो जाएगा. But I don't really track stuff out कि अच्छा इस पे बना देते हैं or whatever. Like I usually focus on remixes more because I like flipping songs and stuff like that. Adding new stuff to presenting songs in a new way.
Yeah.
So that's something I put a lot of research into. I would listen to some weird song from the 70s and like take it as a sample and mix it with some upcoming new genre. Like something like what's that called? I forgot the name of the genre itself. I think it's called pop, hyperpop. Yeah.
Hyperpop.
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
No. What is hyper? Like Jack Stauber की तरह. जो वो meme वाला.
Yeah. I've heard that. Yeah.
उसने वो by the way he made that ironically.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's kind of similar to that, but not really because hyperpop is like a पूरा sped up होता है वो. Usually, it's like really high tempo stuff. Like it's pop and hip hop, but at 160 BPM.
Damn.
150 BPM.
120 is the average, right, for most.
Yeah,
songs.
for most pop songs, it's around 117, 120 ऐसा. And hip hop usually is around 130, 140 में फिर drill आ जाता है और 90 भी होता है बहुत सारा. So that depends.
Drill hip hop is 140.
Yeah, drill is.
What's a drill? I heard the word a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it's basically a thing that started from UK. I think UK drill होता था.
Okay.
So it's usually it's just a beat. मतलब एक तरीका है like goes like ये उसका pattern है. तो इस pattern पे लोग करते हैं और it usually has a gliding bass line and stuff like that. How many times have I said stuff like that in this?
I don't know.
A lot, right?
पता नहीं वो तो जो when we can play.
I think you can put a count on that maybe. That'll be fun.
I used to यथार्थ जो बाहर था he put a counter for the number of times I said mic pass कर लो. Because I always would feel financially insecure with these mics because they don't feel they're not podcast mics generally, right?
Yeah, but no, I think they're great for this room.
Yeah.
बट वैसे यहाँ पे कंडेंसर भी लगा लोगे तो चल जाएगा.
मैंने ट्राई करा था. So this room didn't have I first put on these thick curtains.
Yeah.
Then I got this on. This room had really bad acoustics because we've got a false ceiling here as well. So which sort of fucked it up. But these are, because if I speak closer, like I'm here, you probably can't hear me. You can just hear me in the room.
Yeah.
But if I speak closer, so I didn't want to get it soundproofed. क्या करना है करा के?
Yeah.
How would I even get it soundproofed? Is my real question.
Well, you can actually.
You take the air out. ऐसे बोलते हैं ना भाई यहाँ की air निकाल दो.
Yeah, well, I think, but if you use a condenser right now, maybe it'll catch the AC. I think.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But.
No, we treated using this free plugin called a levelator.
Acha. Okay.
Because it might be a painstaking thing to level each podcast. It's on a song, you know.
Which software do you edit it in?
Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro, okay.
Premiere Pro में तो video जो basically audio जाता है. So this we are using Audacity now because my Mac पे हम पहले GarageBand use करते थे, but then yeah, just keep it simple. GarageBand पे multiple ये audio interface है तो उसमें वो लगा के you can just get it done. Have 2 tracks. 0 decibel कुछ ज़्यादा वो नहीं करना, -12 +12. And then but then मेरा laptop अभी थोड़ा ख़राब सा हो गया, something messed up. So we're using Sahil's laptop. So he just downloaded Audacity. This is just one track.
Cool. Yeah.
We're not recording 2 tracks though. एक ही single track बन रहा है. Okay. And then this gets, I don't know why I'm telling you this.
No, it's cool.
मजे आते हैं ऐसे process जान के कि आप क्या. Have you ever done like teaching production workshops at all?
I am terrible at teaching, so I don't prefer that.
Why do you think that? You're a great producer though.
Yeah, but it's hard to explain stuff to people. Even like in this podcast, I'm not able to explain things that clearly. I'm not that.
What are you saying?
Okay, maybe. But that's what I think. I mean, I don't enjoy it that much either. मतलब अच्छा लगता है अगर दूसरे को information मिल जाए and they can do it.
Right.
But for me personally, teaching is not something I like doing.
Yeah, it's, you know, I before this I used to teach writing for a living. मैं वो काम करता था. But I also found that some people are natural teachers. Some people are natural see me do it kind of people, right?
Okay.
Like see me do it and then intuit कर लो कि मैंने क्या करा है.
That's the kind of I probably am.
Yeah, for sure. Like with your videos also, when you're breaking it down, ना.
Yeah.
क्योंकि वहाँ पे सामने वो the whole software is open and that's easier to grasp, right?
Yeah.
अब as opposed to guys आज हम सीखने वाले हैं music production. Like that's a different thing.
Yeah, because that's separate from teaching. That's more like a parody meme thing.
How many songs do you have to listen to from one musician to understand कि ये इस तरह का template है इस बंदे का?
I think 10 songs at least.
Yeah. Do you do it consciously or like over the years बादशाह सुनते you kind of understand कि हाँ इसके elements आ गए हैं?
बादशाह के case में तो over the years था. Like in Ritviz's case, I had heard only one track, I think.
Yeah.
But then I heard the other tracks and they were kind of similar.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, ये vibe है इसका. But उसके पहले actually I didn't think of making this how-to video because एक dialogue remix type का बनाया था मैंने on this girl Divyangna Trivedi. So
yeah.
You've heard of her?
No, I just was wondering where.
Let's not talk about her.
Okay, no. We won't have to. ठीक है.
It's a pretty sensitive topic.
Got it.
But anyway, I made a dialogue remix and uska jo the track I had made was like coincidentally similar to the stuff Ritviz does.
Okay.
So usme people were commenting that this sounds kind of like Ritviz. And then I checked out Ritviz's stuff.
Yeah.
Like I had heard of him, but I didn't know his songs. तो फिर तब सुना and then I was like, okay, this kind of I think I get the vibe. So I should probably make something around this because how-to videos बहुत देखे हुए थे.
You met him? You met him?
No, not really.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I made that and so it's basically क्या बात कर रहे थे हम टीचिंग की कर रहे थे ना.
हाँ नहीं ये बात भी बढ़िया है.
हाँ ये भी ठीक है.
बातें सारी सही होती हैं. बातों में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's yeah, I'm just wondering, bro, what happens next? Like you're gonna keep doing this and then what is the eventual goal with this? I'm not saying कि आपके 5 साल का plan क्या है, आप क्या करना चाहते हो?
5-year plan.
But no, in general, because you must also have like some aspirations that you started with, no?
Yeah, I want to put out original songs. I mean, not as a singer maybe, but as a producer, artist. Singer भी देख लेंगे, कर लेंगे. Rap अगर करना होगा तो एक दो. I've actually done a rap parody thing, Munni 2.0 करके, जिसमें I'm properly rapping and stuff.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't click on it.
Yeah, good that you didn't click on it. But yeah, so I mean, I would want that kind of thing to be my thing, like a proper artist. But
why did you say proper artist? Like ye jo what you do, you don't consider that like proper art?
I think it's developing into proper art now. The whole content creation thing, it's coming up, but it's not considered by most people as like proper.
मैं वही बोलने वाला था, like a lot of purists must like send you hate, no कि भाई तू तो ऐसे कर देता है, right? Like that must happen.
Like उनके लिए तो मेरे पास है कि I'm working with Salim Sulaiman, so there are 1,000 songs I'm doing
right
in that way. Like कोई भी पूछता है तो यही बोलना पड़ता है कि I'm working with them only, because content creation is not something you can like tell that.
Legitimate नहीं समझते वैसे वो कि हाँ कि भाई ये legit, हालांकि it's more legit than ever because it's out there, you can see it.
I mean there's a lot of opportunity now, like even a lot of Instagram content creators आजकल you would see that they're promoting Bollywood movies now.
That's the new thing. It's a very interesting concept.
They're going to their the actors' places and like acting like, oh my god, I'm with them. Or फिर they're putting out content. So that's a thing now. That's a proper thing now.
Yeah.
So I think over the years हो जाएगा, काफी recognize होना start हो जाएगा. I think the government is also kind of वो tax वाला scene में.
Yeah, they're already doing it.
The
for
content
gifts.
creator tax. Yeah. So that's all that has already started happening. So maybe over the years we'll see it develop into a proper thing. Like
yeah, it'd be nice also to see you in concert doing your own thing.
Yeah.
And then seeing how much of your internet audience shows up, and for some of them it might be their first concert.
Yeah.
You know, because they're used to passively consuming. Like not everyone of them would be gig audiences जो gigs पे जाते हैं, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a huge. तो वो बहुत interesting होगा whenever that happens. Yeah, bro. Fun talking to you. मज़े आया आज. Very chill.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of things to say.
Yep. And ये coffee है, by the way, to anyone watching.
Guys, Anshuman really cares about his voice, so he doesn't imbibe any other things that I imbibe. Clearly,
it's just it's more of a self-discipline thing, like.
You do it for discipline?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you've tried, right? Of course.
Not really.
Not really, no?
No.
Just never got into it?
I've never tried smoking or anything like
yeah?
that. Yeah. Like...
Smoke has never entered your...
खांसी हो जाती है मुझे.
अच्छा.
So, like, yeah. So...
That's crazy. I know for a fact कि a lot of... जैसे Louis Armstrong, heavy smoker.
Yeah. That's that.
You can hear his smoky, थकी हुई आवाज से
musician, people just assume that you do all these things.
Yeah, of course.
For creativity and stuff like that. So...
No, I think it's changing. That whole trope is dying down. Maybe with rappers, it's more frequent.
Yeah.
But it's dying down. Also because this is really disciplined work. Even though it's creative, it's disciplined work. If you are like any kind of vice would probably make it harder for you to make music, you know?
Yeah.
And then you would start relying on it. Ki, oh, bro, I haven't had my like shot. Yeah, like whatever, like I used to get creative. I think your process should not be substance dependent. Maybe environment dependent, कि मेरा एक studio होना चाहिए so that it's harder for me. Sorry, it's easier for me to create fast. Yeah. But beyond that, it should, because it becomes so hard, right?
That's what brings you down later, because you're addicted to something and then just...
Hey man, cheers to caffeine.
Yeah, caffeine addiction is also kind of bad, but...
Yeah. But who cares? कुछ तो होनी चाहिए.
Yeah.
है ना?
Of course. There's something.
Otherwise, we'd just be like million someone running around. You know? That running addiction. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, bro, it's been fun having you on Dostcast. People can follow you on Anshuman Sharma on Instagram, on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Not the financial.
Not the finance content creator, guys. this Anshuman
I'm pretty
Sharma.
sure his content is amazing, but I'm not him. So
All right, guys. Anshuman Sharma, music, not Anshuman Sharma, finance. It's great having you on, bro.
All right.
And thank you for all the music recommendations. There's like thousands in this.
Yeah. I'll make you a list.
Done it. So we'll see you all next Tuesday and Friday. Bye-bye. Take care.
All right.